Hello and welcome to Always a Friday, and today we will be reviewing our time spent in Cambodia.
So we actually spent a lot of time in Cambodia. Overall we love the country. We went to Siem Reap and Angkor where we saw all of the temples. We went to Sihanoukville and Koh Rong Island down in southern Cambodia, and we also went to Phnom Penh, the capital. Unfortunately we never actually vlogged in Phnom Penh, but we are hopefully going to write some blogs about it later on.
Definitely, yeah. So let's get this review underway, and we can start by playing my favourite game of Peek and Pit.
So Peek and Pit is basically a game we play where we choose our favourite moment and our worst moment of our time spent in the country. So we'll start with you and your peak of Cambodia.
My peak. The thing is, it's so hard to pick because we spent so much time there and we did so many incredible things. But one moment I think that really stands out for me was when we got to Sihanoukville and we were sat on the beach and we had a glass of wine and a beer and we watched the sunset over the sea, and the colours and just the way it set actually like over the sea was just amazing. I loved it.
I think that was actually Otra's beach in Sihanoukville, and just seeing the sunset over the ocean was just one of those special moments. So my peak would probably just be going to Koh Rong. The island of Koh Rong in southern Cambodia was just awesome. Just loved the place, loved living on our little island for a little while, and just the vibe of the place was awesome. The amazing beach, amazing water, couldn't really beat that kind of island paradise that we felt we were in. That would definitely be my peak, although there is a close second. In Neak Peen Temple in Angkor, there was a little bit before we got to the temple, we were on this boardwalk that kind of went over a lake and surrounded by blue skies, and it was a little bit different to the rest of Angkor. It was a little bit more quiet, the atmosphere was definitely different, more relaxed, and just that moment I kind of really appreciated and really liked that bit as well.
That was a beautiful place.
Just one little moment that stands out to me. So moving on to pit. What was your pit of Cambodia?
So my pit would be the cockroaches, and although I'm not really a squeamish person, but I just, coming from the UK, we're just not used to them, and I just don't like cockroaches. Who does?
That's fair enough.
Yeah, and more so Sihanoukville, in our hotel we had them, and by the beach they were around, but it's just something that we think you should be prepared for. So they will probably be there.
So it was probably my pit as well, cockroaches. Usually in the day if you see one scuttling around, you don't see, then there aren't loads of them, but you see the odd one maybe, is alright. But when we were going to sleep in our hotel in Sihanoukville, we could hear them, and it was just horrible.
It's horrible.
But usually if the pit of a country is just seeing a few cockroaches or hearing a few cockroaches, the country's done pretty well. It's just
you learn to live with it.
And when you're surrounded by such beauty and just such an awesome country, it's not that big a deal. But that would probably be our pit. So moving on from peak and pit, we'll go on to just other things we enjoyed about the country. We'll start with Siem Reap and Pub Street, and I know you like some of the night markets there as well.
Pub Street was great. It was so much fun. It was really lively, and there were so many restaurants, and it was so cheap, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good food as well.
Really good.
Maybe $10 for a meal for both of us, which is crazy cheap.
And drinks were cheap. We were drinking cocktails and stuff like that as well.
You kind of splash out a little bit.
And they had the street food, like the ice cream rolls, which were amazing. You have to try if you go there. And the night market was actually really good as well. And we've been to quite a few in Asia. This one was just really special. Just the things they sold weren't like the normal, what should we say, tat? To put it bluntly.
A little bit different. And it was made by people that actually lived there, or people that lived in Cambodia. And it was just a little bit more unique, handmade crafts, and
you could just get a really special present from there. Like there were these hand-carved candle holders and just little things like that. It was just a really nice place to walk around, and the people in Cambodia are really lovely as well.
They are really
Customer
nice.
service is fantastic, and just really genuine, nice people.
So definitely Siem Reap was great. And also Angkor, where we saw the temples. Angkor Wat, we went sunrise, incredible. Incredibly busy though. We got there super early, and there were still hundreds of people already there. It's just one of those things though, it's an amazing experience. Didn't put us off, but just expect it to be very busy. Although we moved on from Angkor Wat quickly and went to the next temple before everyone else, so we kind of got away from the crowd that way and went to Bayon, saw all the faces.
I loved it there. It was so beautiful, and you really appreciate all the small details that are in the temples.
It's incredible.
Really take your time to look around, because it's such a beautiful, just really interesting place, isn't it?
Yeah, and also Neak Ping, which was the little boardwalk, and the temple in the lake that I mentioned before was awesome. Those were kind of our favourite places. But just, having the whole day there we spent was amazing. It's on a lot of people's bucket lists.
We can see why.
We can see why, because it's an amazing place and such a great place to go around. We just ended up doing the one day and absolutely smashed it in that one day. Got up really early, and I think if you just want to do it and get the experience and go to the main temples and a few other ones, that was enough.
Yeah.
They do other tickets. They do a 3-day ticket. If you really want to do more, you want to see all of them, then do the 3-day. But I think if you want to, you can do it in one day, like we did.
Definitely.
So another thing would be Phnom Penh. We actually really enjoyed our time spent in Phnom Penh. It felt really up and coming. It's probably going to be very different in 10 years' time, but it was just a really cool place.
Yeah, it was quite westernised, surprisingly, as well. Loads of shops and restaurants everywhere. A really cool place to be.
But you also had, you had the westernised places, like the big shops and stuff, but you also had like the little food markets around, and it still felt very Cambodian, and it was just, I really liked the city. Sometimes it's hard to describe why you like a place, but Phnom Penh, don't see it as a place just to go through quickly, spend some time there. It's a really cool place. One of the other things we did when we were in Phnom Penh was go to the killing fields of Chong Ek. I think that's how you pronounce it. Obviously not something we necessarily say we enjoyed doing, but definitely a place to go if you are there. It's really important. We always think it's important when we're travelling to educate ourselves about the place we're in.
Definitely.
And just what happened in Cambodia between 75 and 79, the history isn't great history. It was horrible, really, what happened there, and 2 million people out of a population of 8 million people died in those 4 years, and it's just horrible. It was horrible to learn about, or to learn more about, horrible to really get to grips with what happened. And the killing field that we went to was the most notorious, and you saw the graves and the mass graves and bones, and
it was really hard to
it was an interesting drive home after that, wasn't it?
Yeah, really hard to take in, but it was something that we definitely say that you should do if you're going to the country. And
just educate yourself about what happened, and it
really
puts lots of things into perspective, and it's just good to educate yourself about these places. So definitely make a point to go there, or make a point to learn about the history a little bit more. You may not necessarily enjoy doing so, but we think it's really important to do. So moving on, changing the subject a little bit on a brighter note, was another thing we enjoyed was the beaches. Sihanoukville Beach was really good, but what we most enjoyed was Koh Rong, and kind of living that island paradise that I brought up on earlier on.
Yeah, we loved it. Just honestly, everything about it, the beach, the sea, the people, the atmosphere, it was just so fun, and we could just completely relax. And we did the boat tour where we did snorkeling, and we just had the most incredible time.
We really did. Thailand's really well known for its islands, but Cambodia has some as well, and definitely check them out if you get the chance. We just had an awesome time there. So moving on, we'll just share some tips. Hopefully that'll come in helpful for you if you're thinking about travelling to Cambodia or just researching the place, just in general. So number one would be getting around the country. We used a company called Giant Ibis for our buses, really reputable, and the main thing that we liked was the fact that we could go on their website online and actually book the tickets online and have that all sorted, and it was really easy, and the tickets ranged around $10 for one person each way, which was really good. Can't recommend them enough, really. Definitely cheaper than any other mode of transport, and comfortable as well. So definitely use buses to get around. We went from Siem Reap to Phnom Penh, down to Sihanoukville, back up, etc. Using buses, so definitely recommend buses for getting around whilst you're in the country. So another tip would be to get a SIM card in Cambodia.
Definitely, we really recommend you to get a SIM card. They're so easy to get. There's big shops everywhere you go, so you'll definitely find a shop to get them. The people in there speak English, and it's around $5 for a big pack of data, which lasted us a whole month. So really reasonable prices. You just need to remember to get your take your passport with you in there. So that's all you need.
And obviously have an unlocked phone.
Obviously, unlocked phone, yeah, of course. But yeah, it's really easy to get. We definitely recommend it, and it's so handy to have when you're out and about walking around.
Really useful.
Yeah, we use it all the time. So, you know, Google Maps and just other little things that we need to do. So yeah, definitely recommend you go and do that.
So another thing is the accommodation and the house, not house prices. The hotels and stuff are just so cheap. What we did in Cambodia was in a place like Siem Reap. We actually spent $25 a night, which is maybe a tiny little bit more expensive than we'd usually pay for accommodation in a place like that. But we ended up staying in a 4-star hotel, which was amazing for the value. Definitely use the value. You know, if you want a little bit of luxury or Airbnb, we had our own studio apartment for $20 a night. Accommodation is just so cheap. Make the most of it.
Definitely. And I think another thing to bring up would just be the currency. It was quite confusing using two currencies when we were out there, so US dollars and Cambodian rial.
Yes, yeah, they kind of use rial as their coins, their only coins. It's a very strange dynamic where you've got two currencies, but both are widely accepted. Usually for all your higher payments it's US dollars, and for all the lower payments it's Cambodian rial. Make sure you have both, and you can also get both out at all the ATMs as well, which is really cool. So that's basically it. Come to the end of our video. That's all of our tips, all the stuff we enjoyed in Cambodia, and also we played Peek and Pit as well.
Yeah, basically to sum up, we had the most incredible time in Cambodia, and we really recommend that you come and enjoy it as much as we did. I think most people come to go to Siem Reap and Angkor Wat, or Angkor Complex, which obviously you should do. But there's just so much more to Cambodia, and you know, exploring it this past month has just been incredible, and we've had the most amazing experiences. And we're quite sad to leave, really, aren't we?
Yeah, it's an amazing country. You won't regret going. Just explore more of it. It's a big country as well, and just use our tips and have a great time. We can't recommend it highly enough. Love the people. It's a budget backpacker's paradise, really, because everything's so cheap. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out all of our other videos, and obviously all the other videos that we did, all our vlogs from Cambodia. If you've got any questions,
if you've been to Cambodia yourself, we'd love to hear from you, or if you've got any questions, we'd love to hear them. Yeah,
definitely. And also, if you can play Peek and Pit in Cambodia, let us know what your peek and your pit if you've
that'd
been.
be so much fun. We'd love to know your peek and pits in Cambodia.
So that was it, and in our next video we will be going to Vietnam. So next week we will see you there for the next video.
Yeah. Bye.